It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey, guys, welcome back. And I feel like I just saw you, but that's okay. I love seeing you all the time. Guys, happy Labor Day. If we haven't said it enough, I hope you had a great holiday weekend and more importantly, a safe holiday weekend. There's a lot of crazies out there, but we've gotten past it. Now, I'm sitting here watching Kempire in the back room with also Jason, and he has this bouncy chair, and that's just like it grabs my attention. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him up. Look at this. And look how distracting this is. I can't even do my intro. I'm like, look at Kempire. He's in the background like a Jack in Box.
Well, it's supposed to be very good for your posture.
Oh, well, ever since I watched The Simple Life, I walk like Paris Hilton, so I don't have to worry about my posture.
Oh, now I need to see you walk.
Here's one person who will definitely check me in my place because he's going to be like, no, you don't.
Yeah, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
Okay.
My chair doesn't do that. It just gets a little bit.
Well,
but whatever.
We're obviously back to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. Guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. There's a lot to talk about. And I have a lot of opinions, especially when it comes to some of these relationships. I want to go through them kind of little by little. One of the first ones who I didn't draw a picture for, well, there's a little bit of one here. Actually, no, I did. I did get a picture for her, is our newbie Mia Thornton. In this video, well, this episode, we got to see a very touching side of her because I feel like a lot of reality stars make this mistake. And I think, thank God, Jason, we didn't go on a reality show because I think I would have done the same thing because I'm very vocal about my family. But with Mia Thornton, she talked about how her mom had a drug journey. She was under the influence. She hasn't always been there from day one. And we've only heard not the best things about her and how she lives so close, but yet she never comes to visit her grandchildren. And you could tell there's something completely off here. But in this episode, we got a very touching moment where she finally gets the sit down that she's been longing for with her mom. And I looked over at on the couch at Jason and I saw him tearing up. I'm like, oh shit, this got to you for a second. This isn't the mom, but Mia Thornton and her mom at Limoncello. Kempire, what did you think?
I mean, I wasn't tearing up.
No?
But maybe that
Limoncello. What is that? What were they at a place called Limoncello?
Yes.
Oh. Sorry, there's one right here. So I was just wondering if I don't know what I was like, what are you talking about?
Okay.
He's never been. He goes to like the local crab shack.
Nothing wrong with that. Well,
no.
I mean, apparently neither did Mia. She didn't even know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Mia's like, this isn't Chili's. Okay.
I didn't tear up, and I don't know why I didn't tear up. Maybe I have already saved my tears for Kenny and Armando in 90 Day. So it is what it is. But it was probably the most heartfelt, most real moment that we got in this episode. And we also got some new details about Mia and why, she had such a tumultuous childhood and how she got burned. And she said she barely remembers it, but she has the scars still to this day.
Jason and I were going back and forth since you brought that up. We were wondering, because I've seen, we all know this. When you go on a reality show, you get so much scrutiny, right? And people are just waiting on the sidelines to rip you apart for your looks, how you act, how you talk, everything. And I've seen a lot of people who have commented on Mia saying that she doesn't have the best skin. And I was wondering when they talked about her as a little girl pulling the oatmeal over, we know she was burned from here to here, but did she suffer any burns on her face at all?
I mean, she hasn't opened up about that, and I don't think that's what it is because I've seen people that have certain skin disorders where it's sort of like that, and I'm not sure if she has a skin disorder herself, but I don't think that's from that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and like you said, she opened up about being burned, and her mom talked about it. Her mom, guys, if you didn't watch the episode, her mom went to work for about 15 minutes. Mia was a little girl. Her dad was downstairs in the basement with another woman, most likely doing drugs from what we could see. And she was trying to make oatmeal for herself. When she did, she went to pull the pot over the oven, and the pot poured all over her, making her suffer 2nd to 3rd degree burns. It's actually really, this whole thing is sad. And listening to the mom say, you know, this is why I don't like your dad. He got me into drugs. Then he left me. Then I almost committed suicide. I was like, this is terrible.
It's rough.
Yeah,
it's a rough situation.
It's rough.
It was nice to see, you know, we were just talking about this, I think on Sunday too, you know, when are we going to see some vulnerability like from Gizelle? And Mia's come straight out of the gate. You know, at the beginning, I didn't know how to take Mia. I don't think anybody did, you know, and now she's peeling off these layers all ready for us. And that just makes me like her even more.
But I have to give it to her too, though, because I think Mia came onto the show in the beginning and I don't think she knew what she was going to be asked. Like the fact that she didn't know the age difference between her and her husband, which we know she does. I think that she wasn't expecting to be asked certain questions, but she still was. And she came in having a preconceived idea of how she was going to portray herself. But we all know with reality TV, that is not up to you. That is up to the producers, the editors, and the shady cast that you sign on to. Fair?
Fair. It's definitely fair. I'm still on the fence with Mia, though, because I've seen some of her behavior on social media, besides, you know, of course, her very emotional storyline this episode. But I've seen some, it's still like interesting behavior. Like, look, you can be.
Can you give us an example?
Well, oh my goodness. Do I have the tweet? Oh my goodness. I wish I had pulled this up because I did want to mention it where she says, do I have it here? Hold on.
Yeah, because I'm curious to see what her shady social media behavior is. Because too, also, we know that the housewives are contractually obligated to engage on social media while the episodes are coming out.
Well, on Bravo Shade Room, they posted, you know, did Gizelle spill tea or lies? Wendy shut down Gizelle, never spoke to her about the rumors. After Gizelle said she did, Gizelle believes Wendy is tearing people down to be in the group. Do y'all think so? Mia responds and says, Gizelle knows what she's talking about at all times.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, we got to let her go. Sorry, Mia. You're out of the group. Mia, you're kicked out. Sorry. You and Candace can go take a timeout, a pause.
3 seats.
Go join Dorinda and Tamra Judge because this is not making sense.
She's a little bit of a flip-flopper.
She is a flip-flopper. All right. All right, this makes more sense than Kyle Richards calling Sutton Strack a flip-flopper, so I'll give that to you.
Jeez.
All right.
Kyle of all people?
Yeah, well, yeah, I have a few opinions about that.
I feel like Kyle rides the story. Whatever storyline works for her, she'll ride that side. You know, she'll choose that lane. I'm going to be in this lane right now, but it's not working. I'm going to switch. Yeah.
Well, not to get off track though, and guys, we'll flip-flop a little bit, but well, that was actually I didn't mean to do that. But not to get off track, but Kyle Richards has also been a producer. So I think she plays off of what's going to benefit her the most. And we've seen there are 2 types of housewives. I even talked with Fallon about this a little bit. There are housewives who come in and they want to be their most authentic selves, and then they completely get discarded because that's not what the show is about. At the end of the day, you're filming a TV show and it's all about the ratings because it's a business. And then you have other housewives who are very good at playing the game. They know what their storyline is before they come into the show. They know exactly what they're going to do and say before they come into a scene. And that's what makes them a great housewife. And I think Kyle rides the middle.
So did you bring Fallon's name up in the same sentence as flip-flop on purpose, or?
You better leave Fallon alone.
Okay, Jason, I see you.
You think
after all that you and Fallon have been through?
Which is 0.
Oh, okay. Fallon, I didn't say it. Damn it.
The shade.
The shade. All right, guys, go ahead and smash that like button. We're going to move on to our next person of interest. And today it's not this person. Thank goodness.
Oh, Lord.
Thank goodness. Because nobody needs
hair.
Wolverine had a baby with Mystique right now. We'll get to that on Thursday. But I do want to talk about another person here because we have Karen Huger, the Grand Dame, and she, aside from being busted filming her Surrey video in Potomac, which we don't get until next week, is shopping for her dresses for her wedding anniversary, which is the kiss of death to any relationship on reality TV. We all know this. What are you thinking about this? Is this just for a storyline, Campfire?
Look, Karen, I have to be a straight shooter when it comes to Karen, because, you know, there are a lot of people that love Karen and they're like, oh, Karen can do no wrong. Karen is a great housewife. She gives us shade. I like how she's supporting Wendy this season. But let's be real. Her relationship with Ray, Although I'm sure at some point it was authentic and they were madly in love, but it feels a little forced. Especially in the last couple of seasons, it feels a little forced. Her sitting in his lap, him giving her a foot massage. Remember last season, he was talking about how he was no longer in love with her.
Yeah, I could see that. Where it's funny. She did an interview with DJ Richie Sky where she told him, for the longest time when I was filming, for the first couple seasons, the first like 3 or 4 seasons, I tried so hard to put off this persona of the Grand Dame, and this is how you're supposed to act in Potomac and high society in Potomac when she's renting in Potomac, right?
At least she's in Potomac.
She's
give her that.
Right, but the only Real Housewife of Potomac is no longer on the show. So I just want to say that. But for Karen, she recognized in her interview with DJ Richie, I like to say the full names. I feel like DJ Richie Sky is the same as Dr. Wendy Osefo. But she recognized in that interview, I carried on this persona for so long and it's exhausting. Like, I just want to come on and be my most authentic self. Like, I can't keep up with this character. I just want to be Karen. But
who is that?
I feel like that is her character, the Grand Dame. I feel like that's who she is.
How do you name yourself? We saw Scott Disick on Keeping Up with the Kardashians go and deem himself a lord, and he got a little certificate and whatnot. But how do you name yourself the Grand Dame? Like, what does that mean? And I don't mean to sound ignorant, but I'd rather ask the question than not know. And 2, who the hell gave you that title?
She said the people of Potomac.
The people.
It might have been the people of Surrey County.
Oh,
but it wasn't the people of Potomac. Maybe it was the landlord. Was it the landlord?
Not the landlord.
It could have been the landlord.
Remember, she was not renting when we first met her on the show. She did own.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay? That is true. But look, I think it was smart though for her to take on that persona, because now it's led to a brand and it's her business.
Well, Tracy Chappelle said Gizelle gave her that name. Okay, I didn't remember that. But all right. Do you guys remember on the Real Housewives of Potomac when they came in with, and again, no disrespect because everyone's had a glow up, but when they came in with some of like the most lackluster kitchens and houses, and it totally wasn't the housewife vibe that we're used to. Like it was nothing like Beverly Hills, or like nobody can compete with Heather Dubrow on Orange County, but it wasn't that glamorous lifestyle. It was.
I think we need to remember something. Yes, there are those people that have, a renovated, up-to-date, modern inside of their home. But there are a lot of rich people. If you looked inside their homes, yes, the outside will look extravagant, and it's very big, and yes, it's worth a lot of money. But a lot of them need some upgrades.
Kimber, that's cute. That's because they're living on their yacht. Not because they're living in their unupdated home. But I can appreciate that. It's good. You tried. And for Karen Huger, I'm not going to throw any more shade at you, Karen. We love the Grand Dame. We love the
dress. Do we like the dress? I feel like that's a question we could answer.
Well, I like the first dress.
That dress.
Why that photo?
Well, it was the photo that I found. I liked the first dress, but I didn't like the extra butt on it. Do you know what I mean? Like the extra, I didn't know what that was. Does it come off? Is it a 2-piece? And then she said she wanted a dress that looked easy to move in and dance. It was a part of the storyline for this episode. But Mia said, "Can you sit down in this dress?" And she's like, "No, I can't." So it's like there's what are we doing? You just spent $10,000 on a Turkish dress for your second wedding. I think we're good.
Well, look, Karen wanted to have a moment. This is a part of her storyline. That's the whole reason. I have to give Karen credit, though. She looked amazing in both dresses.
There were 3 dresses.
Oh, there were 3.
Were there 3? I only saw 2, I think.
Right?
No, there were 3.
I mean, maybe 2 looked really similar.
There was the one with the hand things. Oh, well, maybe there were just 2. I don't know. But maybe it was because I was hyper focusing on the venue, because Dr. Wendy Osefo thought the inside was beautiful, and so did I. I was like, damn, this is nice. And she wanted a whole entrance, as the Grand Dame would. I'm going to come down the stairs, and I'm going to make sure that everybody is looking at me.
It keeps it exclusive. It keeps it paparazzi free.
Oh,
it's like back in the woods, hidden in the.
No paparazzi are in Surrey County.
No, that's not Surrey.
It might as well be. Nobody else knew.
They said it was pretty far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't Potomac again?
Yeah. And also, for Mia, she's always driving far from Baltimore. Oh. That's not even really technically part of the DMV, I guess. A little bit, but not really considered, so much so.
Mia alone when she just had a moment with her mom on this last episode?
Listen, we're getting layers. I didn't, this was a great layer. You peel back the layers, you get good, you get bad, I'm just happy. I like to see that. It really kind of lets you know who someone is, where they come from. It just gives a little nice backstory, a little backdrop for me.
So what layer did Karen give you this episode?
She gave me a spritz of Grand Dame and a touch of 80s glam and Diana Ross in her confessional. Oh, okay. That's what she gave me.
Okay. All right. So
a little gold. You know what I'm talking about? The gold, big hair, blonde, her confessional look.
Didn't bother me. It's one of the better ones.
It's hard not to have a good confessional look in Potomac. Candace takes all when it comes to a bad confessional look on Potomac.
That's not true. Robyn takes the cake too.
Robyn actually has one of the best.
I forgot Robyn's on the show. I always forget.
No. I don't know if you're doing that on purpose or if you're just shady as hell, because I don't see. Maybe it's just because I've become. Maybe I've just become numb to it.
I used to like Robyn. That's the thing.
Okay.
You see her play. She's just playing along. She's playing the game now. It's like annoying. You're just here to play the game. You're fighting on Team Gizelle for no reason. You're kind of like acting a little too hard for me, and I don't know. It's like, why are you even here?
Well, I have to bring this up. Chanel Govender, regardless of Karen's age or personality, she teaches women how to stay a wife. So we'll give that to her. I do want to say really quick, and just to get back to Karen trying on the dresses, Mia Thornton does reveal in this scene that there is a party. It's a turn-up party, to which Karen debunked last night by letting us know that is not a turn-up party. That is a birthday dinner, because that's exactly what it was, because it didn't look fun for anyone. But her birthday dinner, Mia was a part of the text thread, and two people were noticeably absent. That would be Dr. Wendy Osefo and also Karen Huger. Well, Karen had a message back for Gizelle Bryant, and she wanted Mia Thornton to be the bone carrier of this message, letting her know, if you, in fact, send me an apology text, letting me know that you retract that statement, the one that you used the word death, then I, for the sake of the group, can move on. And Mia's like, why the hell are you choosing me? Just send her a text yourself. Like, you could tell she didn't say that, but she's like, girl, why? Why me? Why am I the
blocked?
Probably. That's probably exactly what it was. But you could tell, honestly, too, even though Dr. Wendy Osefo pretended like she understood why, or I don't even want to say pretended, understood why they wouldn't invite her. I'm sure just like when Candace left out Ashley multiple times, this can't feel good when you're a part of an ensemble cast to be left out of things. Am I wrong?
No, I get that. I didn't read too much into it because we already know the recent history between Wendy, Karen, and Robyn. So they aren't necessarily going to wish her a happy birthday. So it would seem a little odd to invite them. I know they're filming a reality show, but it would have made for good television if they were invited.
Yeah, I think we should stop thinking about ourselves and stop being selfish and think about the ratings and the fans.
Just saying.
Okay, we'll keep it moving. I want to bring up another person here because, well, there's something to celebrate. There's a lot of hard work that goes into the work that we do, guys. Jason's on board now. Kempire knows. If you haven't seen Kempire podcast, Kempire NBC, Kempire radio, Kempire TikTok, Kempire Instagram, and everything in between, he will tell you shit does not happen overnight. Rome was not built in a day. Okay. And now Gizelle has been watching Kempire and she's like, my turn.
How dare you?
I have to bring this up. We have the Reasonably Shady podcast and it is out and they are killing it. And when I say they, I just mean Gizelle and her two personalities, the one that's going to support you and the one that's going to stab you in the back. Because I didn't see Robyn really offering anything to the conversation except for the one moment that she opens up about when Juan cheated on her. Now, from what I saw, I think that this is producers like, girl, you were about to be fired this season. Your cutoff line was season 5. Monique decided to dip out. So we kept you around. You better start talking about some shit. And she was like,
speaking of podcasts, I mean, that is the podcast that
what is this?
that Robyn should go on. Robyn should be on Not for Lazy Moms. Maybe you'll learn something. Get out of bed. Give us something to watch.
Oh,
that'd be great. Maybe she needs to go on Monique's podcast.
Imagine.
It's just,
can
you imagine?
I think that's one guest that could send an inquiry that Monique will probably not answer.
Yeah.
But you could try, Robyn. I mean, to be honest with you, actually, yeah, that it really shows you. And guys, if you're in the chat and you're a mom, let us know what kind of mom you are, because there's nothing against it. I had stepmoms that were like Robyn. And then I have, like my mom and my current stepmom who would wake us up at the crack of the morning. They have breakfast ready. They have your backpack done. My mom sometimes even helped me out with my homework. She would do it just so we could go play, which is actually enabling mom. But things were done and things were moving. And when I see Monique as a mom, and Monique's not on the season, so I don't want to talk too much about her. But when you see her, she legitimately is not a lazy mom. You see her getting her kids ready. Even when she was here, Jason, you can say the same thing. Like this is her priority in her life and her business, her kids, her husband, and then she gets to relax. And that's a very little bit of amount of time. Whereas Robyn is now needing a life coach to tell her to get out of bed.
I thought it was awkward, though, when she was having the conversation because Juan refuses to film with her. The conversation with her 12-year-old son, Carter.
Do you think Juan refuses
Juan
to...
hates her. I mean...
come on. I mean... Listen, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I have nothing to say.
Damn.
Do you think Juan doesn't like her?
Okay, I'm being facetious when I say that, but I think he does not want to be on the show. He's giving us minimal. He didn't even show up to the reunion last year, and it was awkward, her having this very, very heavy conversation with her very young child, and then calling a life coach in front of him. Look, I'm all for mental health and therapy and all of that, but I think also for your kids, you got to introduce it to them, because he did look a little concerned. But at the same time, he was like, Mom, you BSing everyone.
Right. No, I see that. And also, I think that anybody growing up, you can just speak for yourself in your own situations. When you grow up and you see your parents going through a tough time and they start kind of letting you know things at an early age, when you're supposed to be a kid. You're not supposed to be their therapist. And you're like, oh shit, I can't go stay the night at my friend's house or go have fun because my parents at home hurting. And that's a big weight as a kid to carry. And it's almost like you're putting that on their shoulders indirectly.
And they work for her.
And they do.
They're always working for those embezzled hats.
Yeah, pack the hats.
The hats. Okay. It's embellished, just to be fair. Not embezzled. Even though Gizelle, that's another shade. How are you going to shade the shadow, Gizelle? Ooh. But she did. Anyways, I do want to get back to this really quick, guys. If you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button. This is the podcast that we're talking about.
That no one's listening to.
Reasonably Shady. It's called Breakups and Makeups. That was their episode, and it was obvious shade towards Dr. Wendy Osefo, even though Gizelle's ex-husband was, word on the street, he was out on every street. And then Robyn, your husband, cheated on you. And there's proof and receipts of both. But for Dr. Wendy Osefo, nobody can come with a receipt. That's where I can kind of see where Dr. Wendy Osefo would be coming from when she says, you shouldn't be talking about my family. Even though Kempire said this is a big reaction to have. Something triggered you, and it's an over-the-top reaction to have when it comes to, your marriage. I agree with that.
You do have a point there. Yeah.
And a lot of people have DM'd me or commented saying that, for the Nigerian culture, it is common for, especially when it comes to someone's family, that for her to react that way, they're not surprised. They're not surprised by her reaction. But I'm still surprised because I'm like, if there's nothing there, if this is completely false, I don't understand why you would even be affected. I'm like, girl, that's not even true. And even when they were having the conversation at the beginning of this episode, of course, Eddie was able to play it off better, maybe because he's very charismatic, You know what they say about cheaters.
And a lawyer. Well, and he's a lawyer too, so he's good at it.
And he's a lawyer, and I know plenty of those. But with that being said, her talking about the rumors and the facial expression that she made, I was like, is she lying?
Are you reading people now?
I read we are body language experts over at the Kempire channel. Just saying.
All channels, just saying. You'll get the monologue at the end, guys. Stick around for it because it's coming.
When are you coming out with the tire marks merch?
Maybe today, maybe just for you. If I have time, I'll put it out. All right. So there's another couple who I try to not be biased, guys. I really do.
I'll do it.
I feel a little bit. No. I feel a little burnt by this couple, but that's okay. I just want to talk about what's going on in the episode. And this man needs to get a damn job. There you go.
Isn't that the problem? He has work that he can't now be there to support Candace in her music career.
No, that's not the problem. The problem is
he's doing cooking classes. You know, the thing is...
Actually, that's why I got in trouble, because she said he was a chef and I called him a cook. So maybe you might want to retract those words, because that obviously is a trigger.
Well, he's not doing chef classes. He's doing cooking classes. So he said it himself. But when it comes to Candace, with the whole music thing, I was telling you, when was this, Sunday? When we were talking, we were kind of doing like hot topics, and I was telling you kind of, it's nice to see Candace in a more like centered zone, but she always starts like this. And then somewhere she goes completely left. And it's already starting to happen now, with the whole Ashley situation. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I think about these two.
I have opinions, but I'm going to let Kempire go.
And then, I said, she can hold a note. I said that, I said it on the last live, and people were like, no, she can sing. She's amazing. Well, I would urge you.
That is not a compliment. She can hold a note. There are plenty of people that can hold a note.
Right. If you want to go listen to some singers, I urge you, go listen to Layla Hathaway, Lettucey. If you're in DC, Deborah Bond is amazing. These women can sing for real. I come from musical theater, so she's just as good as anyone in a Broadway show.
Oh,
wait, what's the silence? I'm just saying, like,
no, Kempire said
it's just now she's a pop star. I get so confused with Candace. It's I don't know.
Are your headphones not working? Kempire said who? Who's just as good as anyone on a Broadway show? Are you talking about Candace is just as good?
Off Broadway, sorry.
Oh.
Okay.
I was like, how dare you, Jason? Look, she can definitely hold a note, but I don't know about Broadway.
Yeah, there's lots of talent. I have
to say, Chris, this episode reminded me of why he brings such balance to her crazy sometimes, because he does make a lot of sense in what he's saying to her, because she really is this child all the time. All the time, she's a child, and I feel like he is sort of like her father figure, which is weird. But with that being said, though, it works for them, and we see a lot of couples in situations like that. And her wanting him to be around when for her career. Look, she needs a lesson in how the music business works. A lot of these managers aren't with the artist 24/7 at every single show or event or gig. So if that's what she's expecting of a man that she allegedly is not paying to be her husbander, she better go hire an actual manager.
Well, she actually has an actual manager, and he still has her on his Instagram. So there is an actual manager. So I don't really understand the whole husbander storyline. Sorry. But actually, I'm going to look this up while we're talking about it.
Yes, please do. But you know what? She might have a manager that just handles her reality TV stuff and maybe her acting stuff. But it could also be very much a storyline because she doesn't have anything else going on.
It's such an easy job for that manager. Send an email.
It went from manager to publicist of Candy Gal. So if you guys can't see that,
shady as hell.
Sorry, just saying.
Well, you know what? Maybe other people noticed it as well, and that's why he had to change it.
Okay. Now, let me tell you exactly what's going on here.
Okay.
Nobody wanted to make Chris look bad because Chris, we understand, as someone who worked in food, bev, and hospitality, that whole world came crashing down during COVID. There's millions of us who lost our jobs across the world, okay? And you were most likely one of them. Most likely, allegedly, whatever word you want to use. I'm not saying I know Chris's this is speculation. But what I'm saying is now she doesn't want to make it look like she has the broke bum husband over here who doesn't have a job. So he's going to take the role of husbander. Shots fired on me first, just to be fair. And I'm usually not shady. I mean, today I'm feeling reasonably shady. So.
Okay, Gizelle.
This is my face right now. I'm like, I don't know about that job. I don't think.
You know what? Too, I don't know. You know, if Chris is a chef, cook, chef, whatever he is, like
chef.
You know, there is some kind of passion and ego that comes along with that business, with being a chef. It's only a matter of time. He wants his own thing too. He doesn't want to sit there and support whatever Candace decides to do this week. You know, I'm a pop star. I'm a women in, I don't know, a empowerment. I don't even know what the hell she was trying to be, but you know, his passion is going to come back too. I mean, he obviously has a passion for it. I don't see him sticking around as a husbander. You know, that can be boring. You're doing one music video.
And I also think that it's hard to, like, when he was joking about the allowance, I don't think it would necessarily be an allowance. I think as a married couple, everything probably most likely goes into the same bank account, and then you draw from that bank account. But when someone's not giving you an exact, this is what your time's worth, this is what, you know, I'm giving you out of everything that you're doing for me, then eventually that person like Chris might look at Candace like, okay, so you think you're making all the money, you think that I don't do anything for you, and now I don't have a pot to piss in, I can't spend any money because you make it all and you think that you're doing it by yourself, right? Or no?
I don't know. I mean, we don't know how their relationship is. You know, he talks in this episode about, you know, the whole Gizelle talking about, is he, you know, riding on her coattails? And this is where I have to give Chris credit. He sounds so reasonable, and definitely the most reasonable of that relationship. And he says, people don't realize that when I had the restaurant and we needed help, you came in and you chipped in as a server. So there does seem to be a balance in their relationship that works for them. I don't know, you know, it's fun and it's funny for us to be shady and says that, you know, he's unemployed, he needs a job, blah blah blah. Is he a chef? I don't know. Is his food good based on what the ladies have said? And they're Black women. They said his food is good. I'm going to trust them. I mean,
did say that.
That means there's some good seasoning going on. So, I mean, I would like to try it, but I'm afraid, especially now he knows what I do.
Yeah, you'll be tweeted about after this. Don't worry.
Hey, Chris.
Actually, I don't think that. So what's fun about this, guys, is for me, you'll catch me on Up and Adam on YouTube. So you can definitely fit that into a tweet. Chris, you have a challenge because you're only allowed, I believe, X amount of characters, and you're not fitting in Kempire Radio, Kempire Network, Kempire Podcast, Kempire TikTok.
Wait, does it count the tags?
You're not. Yes.
Oh.
Yes, it does. And Chris, there's not enough space in the world, so come for Kempire.
And I have a lot of, look, I get a lot of comments, and a lot of times I'm probably going to miss his comment anyway.
Right.
He
won't miss yours.
Okay. All right. Well, let's keep it moving because there's more to this than just Chris and Candace. And at the end of the day, honestly, congratulations to her for Drive Back. I thought it was a great video. The only thing, that's what I was going to say before we move on. We have this moment where we go to Robyn's birthday party. Before we get there, we have this moment where Candace is talking about Ashley and her forehead. And she's going in and calling her a milkmaid. And
this is what I'm talking about.
And
this is what I'm talking about. It's every time I want her to win. I really, really do. Like, I see a side of Candace I really, really do like. And at the beginning of this season, we saw a very calm, collected, inspired, you know, artist. We see something good, and then it just takes a little switch for Candace, and her mouth runs. You know,
the switch of calling Ashley a hoe?
It could be this switch of saying her forehead's huge, she has a wide body. I mean, I don't know, but the things you say, I'm surprised you haven't been dragged across the table more times. I really am. From the neighborhood I come from, if you say words like that, you're wanting to fight. So
I mean, to be fair, and one, I just want to say this too, because that is a strong statement. I want to say this really quick. We don't condone violence at all, so that's not something I have to think about. I was just thinking about the statement after that. It's so true. What I've said about this since day one, and we talk about it, and after the ridiculous tweets, there's a common denominator here. It's I'm going to push, wait, look for a reaction, and hope that I get that person fired. That's what it comes off as. And then when that person gives you a reaction, then it's poor me. But then you can't look at a woman who just gave birth. She's dealing with her baby who's not latching on, who might need to go through surgery, who's not having, who's not hooking up with her husband, who you don't even know what's going on with her. And she doesn't even have a moment to get her body snatched because she was still pregnant at the beginning of the season. She gave birth into the season, and we're not even towards the end of the season. So you're going to call her wide body. And then she says, you're body shaming me. And then Candace said, no, you're body shaming yourself. Because when you walk into a room, you have your big ass forehead and your big ass face.
It's the hypocrisy for me. Because if you have you seen Candace's forehead, especially when the intro starts? That forehead ain't small.
No, that's not a good one.
Well, she's hiding it.
Oh my God.
Again, I'm not here to shame anybody, but it really is like, it was that moment for me when she's going in on Ashley. I'm like, you already threw a butter knife at the girl. Like, pick on Mia. Like, haze her for a second. Going on Gizelle. Everyone would love to see that.
Well, she knows she can't. She knows she can't win with those women.
Yeah,
she could win against Gizelle though. Gizelle doesn't have good, clapback.
No, but Gizelle would. I feel like Gizelle would Teresa Judice her and be like, season 7, you're out. It's not cute. You're out. We're bringing Monique back. I'm going to go be friends with her again. I'm going to get in cahoots. It's going to be great. And then we're going to kick you out.
Well, she shames her in the after show. Like very much like Beverly Hills, they do an after show for Potomac. And she talks about what Gizelle says about her marriage to Chris and him writing her coattails. And she's talking back and forth with Wendy on that after show, talking about how Gizelle always goes after people's marriages and she doesn't have one for them to go back after.
And see, that's one of the moments, like, if Candace would learn that there's a line, I agree with Jason. I'm rooting for you because some of her reads and her clapbacks are so on point. And the way that she hits people and funny, and the way that she hits people and how, she hits people, like her vocabulary is so extensive. Sometimes she says shit and I have to go Google it. I need a thesaurus or whatever, a dictionary or whatever.
And a globe.
Okay. I need all three. So if anybody's my secret Santa, there you go. But I really agree with Jason. Aside from the pettiness, the stupid social media stuff, I would really like to see her win on this platform and on this show and see her do things with this platform. Like, for example, I don't know. And the only reason I'm using Cardi B is because I don't really know of... Well, Lisa Vanderpump used the platform and really grew her businesses, but she was so successful before that. I don't really know.
Way before.
Bethany Frankel. Bethany Frankel is a good person. Okay. Bethany Frankel, Cardi B, they both came on these platforms. They really didn't have a whole lot to their name, and they used that platform to really launch them in the direction that they wanted to go in. And for Candace, she does have talent. So I would love to see her just check out of commenting on people's foreheads and their wide bodies after they're probably going through postpartum, and just focus on your career, because your career is enough of a storyline. And there's enough going on at home with you and your husband. She's about to have to pay his EDD. It's like, you have a lot to worry about. Just focus on that. And I think we would be good. Okay.
But then in all fairness,
about the EDD, by the way, guys, sorry. Go ahead, Kempara.
And then in all fairness, then would this birthday brunch been interesting? Nope.
Yeah, this is true.
Because they didn't invite Karen or...
Yes, it would. Wendy. Just bring Karen and Wendy.
Well, that's the thing. They didn't. So Candace did her job.
Okay, no. No, she had a target and it was good. Where she was pinpointing like her thoughts and her feelings towards Gizelle when it came to the whole Wendy Osefo thing, that was good. She was like, I thought we were on a track. I thought we were doing something here. Go in on that. That makes sense. But then all of a sudden, there was no reason for her to comment on Ashley Darby dropping this bomb in everybody's lap because, first of all, that was Gizelle's bomb to begin with. And second of all, she says, my trip in Williamsburg, we've talked to the housewives. I've talked to a few. Jason's talked to some. I'm sure Kempire has his own little black book of people too. But you talked, no?
Well, not black book. You're taking us back to the 80s. What's going on with you?
I have a black book. So
he does have a little black book. It's weird.
I actually do.
Yeah. You are an old man.
Yeah.
Seriously, I can't remember his passwords. I mean, it's all over the place.
Go on with your posture chair.
Oh,
relax.
That is not an old man thing. I'm trying to not be an old man and have a just like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fair. But I feel like there's other ways that you could kind of gear that. I don't think that you need to. This is like Ashley said. It's body shaming, and it's also if you're trying to. Lisa Rinna. Let me give you an example. Lisa Rinna went in so hard on Denise Richards last season. She was relentless, Rinna. And did you hook up with Brandy? Did you cheat on your husband? Did you do this? Ooh, you look so angry. And well, Brandy has text. And then this season, we have more reserved Rinna, who doesn't want to chime in on anything that has to do with Erica. I think she's innocent. And then she talks on Watch What Happens Live. I learned from my mistakes. But people are giving her a little bit of okay, well, she's backing off. She learned a little bit from her last season. For Candace, you pushed, you got a reaction. You pushed with Ashley Darby. She didn't put her hands on you. You got a reaction. Now this season, you're pushing. What are you looking for? That's the only thing I don't get. That's why I just keep saying focus on what is important, which is the platform and what it can do for you. That's why Bethany didn't mess up. Now Cardi, she pulled some people across the table, across the bar, across
different
the
show, different franchise,
very different.
Yeah, across a recording studio. Actually. Man, there's
a lot of clips on YouTube.
But in all fairness, in regards to Cardi B, when Cardi B went on Love and Hip Hop, she already had Instagram infamy. So
yes,
she
did.
I don't really feel like Love and Hip Hop made Cardi B. I think it helped get her out there, but no, Cardi B already was on the trajectory. Bethany's a better example though, because Bethany really came from almost nothing to doing a lot of amazing things.
Didn't she have keto cookies or vegan cookies?
Yes, she was selling them in that supermarket
when nobody would take a cookie.
Yeah,
she's like, "You want a cookie?" And somebody walks up and he's like, "Do you know where the chicken is?" And she's like, "I think it's aisle 6." And she looks and she goes, "What the?"
Classic.
Yeah.
Oh, we miss the old days of Roni.
We miss
fantastic.
Wow,
it was such a great show.
With that, guys, we know coming up in next week's episode, we're going to catch Karen Huger trying to film her Surrey promo, but in Potomac. And the producers never let us down with their shady moment of asking her, why would you film your Surrey video in Potomac? And she just looks like, really? You're going to do that shit to me? Okay. And then also have a
response, though.
Yeah, she's going to have a response. And then also we see a tough conversation with Dr. Wendy Osefo and her children. And I'm sure we're going to get more situations. And that's why we love the Housewives, because we get a lot of the real, a lot of the fake, and everything in between. But it keeps us interested. Like Kempire said, had Candace have not insulted the forehead and the wide body, what would we have had at that dinner? Because we know Robyn is not bringing anything to her birthday party. Okay.
I do have to say, though, and I've said this before too, but when Dr. Wendy Osefo is giving me a lot of light. I just like watching her be happy. I like watching her revel in how happy she is with her body, her looks, her clothes. It's kind of nice to see. It's a nice change instead of always these women putting each other down and throwing shade at one another. It's just nice to see her really embrace where she is right now. So I almost feel like, if there's no truth to that rumor, I feel like it's jealousy when it comes to Gizelle and the other women a little bit,
Is she really happy this season, though?
Do you see the photo he has up, Jason?
Is she really happy this season, Jason?
I don't. Listen. Last season, I didn't really. Potato. I didn't really care for her, but I like seeing her this season for some reason. I don't know. She probably will prove me wrong, just like Candace.
Well, I agree with you there. You're definitely seeing a different side of Wendy, but I think that's also going off of what we heard from the rumors before the season even started, is that the producers pulled her to the side because we weren't sure if Wendy was coming back this season. They told her that she needed to glam up, and based on what we are hearing from Wendy herself, that she felt very insecure after her first season. So we're seeing a lot of that insecurity play out. I wanted Wendy to win this season. So far, I'm not sure how I feel about Wendy. I'm sort of like, okay, Wendy, but I'm definitely not feeling Candace. I mean, I'm feeling Candace's confessionals about all the other ladies, but I'm not feeling her storyline this season. Ashley's storyline too is a little shaky for me.
We didn't see her for a minute.
So,
I know she just had a baby. I know, we haven't seen much of Ashley.
Yeah, and what we've seen is like,
But I also think
baby photo shoot.
She's doing what, like, I think she's fulfilling what she can, and they knew that when they brought her on because she was obviously very pregnant when they decided to cast the show. So they know she's going to have to give birth. There's going to be certain things that she has to be, taken out of. I feel like they already know that. But if you notice, she has not missed one episode, so she's still getting paid.
Well, I know that's right. She knows how to get a check. Look at who she married. But speaking of, and look, Ascala, you're gonna have to pay me because I keep bringing you up every time I talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. Ascala. It's like bravo.
What part?
I'm just saying. I was bringing her up because we were literally going to end this and not talk about Ascala.
Well,
I know. I like Ascala.
I didn't
the only one, or
brought anything to this episode, so I didn't know.
She was the voice of reason. She called out Jizzy at the table.
Okay, so in what capacity?
Well, this episode, she says to Gizelle in defense of Wendy, she's like, well, in my conversations with Wendy, she always was talked so highly of you.
Okay.
I like that about Ascala. She does add a level of sanity in the group. I want to see more from her, but I feel like we're still not getting to know who she is.
That's fair too. And then also when Gizelle, okay, I get what you're saying. And when Gizelle expiration date,
I'd like to see more of her though.
On the conversation that she said, I gave Wendy, a chance, come to me, let's talk personally, but that had an expiration date on it. So now that door is closed. Ascala was like, wait, you're going to put an expiration date on it. So she does chime in and she does say things from time to time. Finally, Justice Reviews. Thank you for the super chat. I'm team take down the no ring bandits.
Oh,
yes.
Oh my God.
Ooh. Amen.
Finally, Justice, you're a mess.
Hey.
I do have to say, Ascala drives a golf cart like Adam drives a car.
Oh.
So that's why I always drive. That's the one thing I got from Ascala. I was like, oh my God, you drive like Adam.
Damn, the shade. Ascala, you're welcome. Send me the money in the Cash App. Oh, Lord.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, guys, I know that we've been doing lives and pre-records all day. Kempire's been doing lives and pre-records all day. Everybody's been super busy, and you guys are still celebrating your holiday weekend, your extended weekend. So happy Labor Day to everyone. If you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, show some love, and make sure that you follow everybody in this video because it's a great panel and everyone's going to offer something different. So I'm sure we all have exciting different videos to come with much different opinions, as you can see in this video. And also, was that you?
Yes.
Did I say something funny?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Don't give me that psychotic look.
Am I a clown? Do I amuse you? Do I make you laugh?
I'm just going to give you this face for the rest of the video.
Okay? No, but seriously though, guys, we have a lot coming up this week. I don't know. I've had a lot of people who have reached out to me and asked if we will be talking Roni this week. I talked about this with Kempire on my channel last week. I don't know. It depends on what these never
before going to talk about.
Oh yeah, I forgot that's happening.
That's what I mean. Like that's why I don't. Because last week I didn't want to talk about the finale. Do you remember? And then it ended up being a great video. We had a great conversation.
Because we talked about everything else.
Yeah. Well, Erica Girardi, all of these scandals, and it became a finale, Beverly Hills, Salt Lake City, like it was just a melting pot of Bravo. And that's what saved it, because 15 minutes in, we were like, these women did nothing for us. And also, Rashawn Shaw, if you're watching, Kempire threw you under the bus and said that you didn't add anything to the finale. Sorry, Kempire.
Oh my, she didn't. I stand by what I said.
Well, don't act so surprised when
Was she in the finale? I didn't make it that far, so I didn't. I'm just being honest. Like, it's so hard to get through the season. Like, every episode, I'm just like,
it was bad.
You know, it was bad.
But we're hopeful.
You can't even talk about anything.
They're revamping the season just like they're doing with Atlanta and just like they're doing with a few other of the franchises. Orange County will be coming out before you know it. I'm sure it's going to hit the tail end of Salt Lake City. Dallas will not be coming back. Hopefully before Orange County comes out, they'll start filming Atlanta, so that can come in at the tail end. Who knows what else we have coming up. Finally,
Salt Lake City.
Justice Reviews. We need all three of you every week doing Real Housewives recaps. So we're trying to decide, guys, and we will let you know. We're trying to figure out whether or not we're going to do lives.
Whether or not if Adam will be back next time or not. So
yeah,
we'll let you know.
Might just be the Kempire Jason thing because I'm beat up here, and maybe I should wear the tire mark shirt. But we're trying to figure out our Salt Lake City lives. So I will be doing lives on DJ Richie Skies every Monday for Salt Lake City. So we'll definitely have that there. But we'll figure out between here and Jason's channel, and if Kempire, I think, honestly, guys,
I think Kempire is going to come on mine.
Well, but also
and
don't, guys. I just want to hold on. Don't tell Kempire I said this, but Kempire, I went on his channel one time, and then he never invited us back. So I'm thinking that we pissed him off. But again, this is just between us. Oh, hey, Kempire, you're back. I'm just kidding, guys. All right, Kempire, before we go, can you let us know where we can find you?
Yes, you guys can find me on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. And of course, subscribe to my podcast, which I did not get to record today because it's been such a busy day. But you can get an unedited version of some of these hot topics on my Kempire Radio podcast, available on all podcast platforms. There we go.
I like that.
Which we have been on.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah, it's awesome. Awesome.
Quick,
We had such a fun time.
before we let you go, Logan, Adam acting like Sonia Morgan.
Oh,
Well, I want to know in what way.
Yeah, can you answer that?
right? I want to know. Explain yourself.
Jason and Adam even fight on anything.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Kempire is in high demand. The
That
shade.
doesn't sound right.
I was about to say, well, we'll save that for the next one. Okay. Love you three together. So much laughter. Jason, where can we find you?
You can find me at my channel, Down with Jason, which I am revamping and relaunching. You know, I tried to do something before and I wanted to be a little different than Adam, but now that Adam forces me to watch all of these shows and I have my own opinions, I just needed my own space. That's all. It's like having your own, space at home, right? So
No,
no, we're going to cover a lot of different things. I'm going to cover a lot of royal topics, and that's going to be starting on Wednesday. If anyone is into that, we have a lot of two sides of a lot of different stories coming up, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. So follow me there if you want.
Perfect. So guys, go subscribe to @Kempire and @Down with Jason. Logan clarified the Sonia Morgan comment. I was just saying you're doing the talking behind Luann's back, but not really, just funny. Thank you. Great chemistry among you three. Honestly, when I was talking to Jason really quick, and guys, if you haven't, make sure you hit the like button, but just a tidbit. When I was talking to Jason about things that he should be doing on the channel or just suggesting things, because I'm obviously not the director. I have a whole, Kempire knows, there's a whole situation happening over here. He has a whole situation happening over there. Kempire, could you imagine? Well, you have like a network. Never mind. Leave me alone. I was going to say, could you imagine managing 2 channels? He's like, yes, bitch, I do that already. No, I was just thinking about it, and I was talking to Jason. I was like, you could do these videos on top of what you're doing anyways for extra content because we watch the shows. And what would be so funny is, and I didn't think about it until now, I always put out Bravo content on Erica and Beverly Hills and all these other things, but you always have such a difference of opinion. It would almost be funny to do like a challenge channel where you just challenge everything that I say and share that with people, because people don't realize how much of a... Where's the censor button, Kembar?
Please hold.
Tell me when to go and just give me a 3-second start.
Go.
How much of a... You are... No. Come on.
I throw in an extra.
All right. No, I'm just kidding. But there's a lot of great content coming your way, guys, from all 3 of these channels. So just stay tuned. It'll be coming. And with that, happy Labor Day. We will see you this week. So many more things to recap. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.